what you are going through right now is an exciting, is a rejuvenate, is a reinvigorating path of the soul evolution. It is indeed highly uncomfortable and difficult for the human, because the changes you are required to undertake, and remember that's what you are here for. Your soul is exhilarated about this phase you are entering. It's about you finally completing so much healing work, and you are stepping into a space or a phase that allow your higher self, your multi-dimensional self, to come online into this human form. Hi, beautiful one. It's been a while since I last came on video. How are you doing? How are you doing? Take a deep breath with me, no matter where you are right now. And just allow yourself to breathe into your heart and breathe out from your heart. It has been so intense. We keep saying that every time, every month, but it just gets more and more intense with so much collective chaos and disturbance, and a lot of cosmic downloads, right? The three-eye atlas. Besides that, there are so many astrological movement, planetary realignment that is really are all here to, not to pressure us, but really in a way it's really pressuring us. It's like all this light and higher frequencies bombarding through our DNA, our cells, our physical body, our emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And whatever that is not in alignment, right, that is not in harmony with our true essence, is really being pushed up to the surface. And for Starseed like you and light worker, you are here to be the way showers. And that's why you are feeling such an intensity of discomfort, and maybe this exhaustion or anxiety or a lot of fear are coming up. I don't know about you, but I have been feeling like different, like a spectrum. Like I have been feeling the euphoric and the blissful flow in alignment to the divinity. When last month I traveled to Beijing, I traveled to San Francisco, Santa Cruz, I went to Tahiti, Moorea, to swim with the humpback whales. And while I was traveling and doing the grit work and open heart, I just felt there's such a beautiful, blissful flow of life, as if like life is just so benevolent and so loving, right? I was ready. I was ready to receive the full expansion of my soul essence. And then I come back to life, and I was just reassessing what is really going on with me. And bear with me. Maybe we are going to bring through also the information, like what we are being prompted to end of this year, moving on to 2026. I should have said that in the beginning. Yeah, then I'm feeling this agitation of like there's something new wants to burst through. And at the same time, there's this internal resistance, right? Because it's uncomfortable. Our soul wishes to burst through more into our existence. It's like, it's not saying the human or the personality is not good, but it's all the process we've been going through the last few years is about letting go of all the collective and ancestral and cultural and even personal energetic imprints, karmic patterns that we chose to take on, to transmute. And that's why many of us have done a lot of healing work. And if you are just starting your awakening journey, you probably are going through a very rapid phase of releasing and awakening to there is this deeper sense of presence that is guiding each and every moment. And the more we are able to tune into our heart, it becomes easier for us to hear that inner guidance or the right choice to make. However, because of the identity we have taken on, and also it's very perpetual. Imagine practicing a behavior and a belief for your whole life, and all of a sudden you are asked to behave differently. All of a sudden you are invited to speak your truth, be authentic with how you are feeling, what your heart is truly desiring. It feels very uncomfortable. It's not impossible, but it just feels very uncomfortable. And that is why during this time, this November and even December, we are being invited to, through this retrograde period, Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Mercury is going to retrograde. We are really being asked to slow down and turn inwards instead of a lot of doing. We are being invited to look within and review what are the beliefs or the patterns that we have been practicing that is not truly authentic. In other words, what are the beliefs and the patterns and the interaction or the mechanism we are still practicing that is based on the fear or the concern or the worry of not being enough, not being liked or accepted, or fear of being rejected. Because all these beliefs and patterns and the mechanism that we have adopted are being purified. Because in order for our soul to be more present, in order for us to be flowing with the flow of divine life, in order for us, because your soul, because life, because divinity, you are that divinity. Because divinity wishes to express through you this unique makeup of this avatar that we each are. And so our job during this time with so many movements and changes is to reparent ourselves, is to be the unconditional mother or unconditional father, unconditional guardian, to look after our physical body, our emotional part of ourselves, to be present with our mental thought forms, and to nourish what is energizing, what is nourishing for our spiritual body as well, nurturing to all levels of our being or our existence. And this requires a lot of discipline to take our projection or our energy back to ourselves, to bring the focus back to ourselves, and to be so honest, to ask ourselves, like, I have been doing that and it's been so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. I have to be honest with myself. What am I afraid of? Right? I'm being guided to take certain actions, but I'm resisting. Part of me is resisting. And why is that? And of course, you find out the story, whether from the childhood or, because of the attachment to the loyalty, attachment to your identity. And this is all being invited to be nourished back to the love, because that part of us, underneath that fear, is the authentic self, is the self that before all these conditionings, right? Before taking on the responsibility that actually is never ours to take on. And so being authentic, I feel this is all what we are being nudged to practice, right? What truly is the authentic version of myself in this situation. And of course, that in order for us to be authentic, to step into that authenticity, the expression, we need to also look after ourselves and then allow us to feel the safety of being here, right now. And I know that we have done so much work, so we know that a lot of the threats that we starseed have, right? For example, the persecution come from different lifetimes. And of course, it perpetuated in this lifetime in different forms. And so this is our job right now, how to nourish ourselves, and nurture the safety within us, right? The safety of being me, safe to be me, or the safety of this relationship with the resources. Trust that you are resourced, you are supported by the divine, you are supported by life. Or trust that you are safe when you express, when you communicate from your heart, from your soul. Or trust that you are worthy, right? You are safe in the sense that you are safe in the relationship by being yourself. So you don't need to mother other person. You don't need to take on extra responsibility that is not yours. And trust that you are safe. You are safe to be seen. But to be seen is not to ask people to see you, but it's like you are safe to be seen in the sense that you can see yourself first and you are okay with how you are. So you feel safe to show up the way you are without needing to perform. And it's a big theme, it's a big topic for the collective, because we were all born into, even though we were born into different part of the world, different cultures, the idea that we are not worthy unless we conform or unless we perform, unless we be someone else, unless we receive external validation. And these are all what we are dissolving through our own personal practice. And it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable because it becomes so ingrained in our psychic and our being that in order for me to be liked or accepted, I need to perform. And there is a fine line between performing versus authentic. Because perform, it's almost like you are wearing a facade. That is not you. Like you are just trying to act a certain way and say words in certain way for people to accept, to buy into you, or to, whatever purpose, whatever outcome that you are aiming to achieve. Versus you feel truly guided, or there's a part of you that desire to just take it easy instead of performing or instead of hustling. So okay, let me take a sip of water. So the question is, how are you able to take care of yourself? How are you able to nurture yourself, allow yourself to rest without guilt, allow yourself to rest without judgment? How are you able to cheerlead, be the cheerleader for your own vision, for your own dreams, even when reality is not taking place yet, right? It's all about how our relationship with ourselves. And I feel this month is teaching all of us, if you resonate, is showing us how we can connect deeper to our roots. Because when we truly know who we are, when we are honest with our own desires, our own preference, or the way we need to be nourished, the way we need to be held, or the way we nourish ourselves, when we cultivate a strong root within ourselves, know that yes, I may not have the community I'm looking for, but I am here okay, with my teams, but I'm here for myself and I know it's going to happen. My job right now is really to get clear of what behaviors am I performing out of a fear of not belonging, or where am I feeling I need to overgive, or where I need to just sacrifice myself, or I need to always be the nurture one in order to be accepted into community, right? Like though there are certain belief as a healer, as a starseed, as a light worker, we are very often naturally leaning toward those beliefs. And so this month is really about nurturing, clear up our roots, allow our roots within ourselves to grow and to become stronger. In other words, is to get to know ourselves, who is our authentic self, and have the courage to follow that. Because next year, 2026, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be super much more intense. It's gonna be very chaotic in a funny, third, almost sci-fi way. A lot of things, like the energy is very rapid. And so if we don't have our root within ourselves, if we don't have that strong connection within ourselves, it's very easy to be taken away. Yeah, it's like I just have idea. Like I just have this image. Like last month, I went to Maria to swim with the whales, humpback whales, and of course, most of the time, the mama whale and the baby whale are on the move. So we would swim toward a projected location to wait for the mama whale and the baby whale to come to us. And what is funny is that the week we have our interaction with the whales is the week where cyclone is projected to take place. So it was usually very windy, very choppy. The waves like shwa, like there are days like these. It just feel like the wave were like 2 meters. Well, in my mind, but actually maybe they would say just 1 meters or something. And so the current is strong. The wind and the currents and just like the wave will keep taking you, wanting to take you somewhere. So if you don't know where you are going, if you don't have a direction, if you don't have someone, well, in our case, we have our guide who is taking us toward where we want to go. So if we do not have that sense of orientation and direction, next year is more like this stormy cyclone wave and it's going to take you wherever they want you to go. So we will have to be very clear of who we are. And this is the time, like November and December, there are like so many things happening with the 1111 portal, with the 3-eye atlas, that there is so much information. Whatever you want, the permission slip, you could find them. And I avoid reading too much about, all these things. And so I just choose to focus on exploring who is my authentic self. Like, who am I? What am I here to do? What is my next step? What am I what am I resisting? Because what am I resisting is usually holds the answer to my next step, or, because it's part of one of the steps of the vision that I'm being guided to. Yeah, so I hope this has been helpful. I tend to dive very deep to the information, but we're gonna bring through a short channeling information and see what the collective energy is about. So channeling is not about, the information is more correct, or it's really just about, it's a supportive field, the intention to support everyone. Greetings, I am Kuan Yin. We are the collective of the compassionate heart. We are the presence you would describe as the divine feminine. ascended masters like Kuan Yin choose to be the spokesperson of this short transmission. I desire, as what you are going through right now is an exciting, is a rejuvenate, is a reinvigorating path of the soul evolution. It is indeed highly uncomfortable and difficult for the human because the changes you are required to undertake is fundamental. And remember, that's what you are here for. Your soul is exhilarated about this phase you are entering. It's about you finally completing so much healing work, and you are stepping into a space or a phase that allow your higher self, your multi-dimensional self, to come online into this human form. You understand this ascension journey is about coming back into your human body. Allow your human body to be the best alliance, to be the best companion of this trip. It is the best equipment. While equipment sounds very inhuman, however, your body is your best pal. Your body is your best friend that you are able to have in order for you to experience the full spectrum, the beauty, the height of your soul, galactic soul consciousness being realized on the earth. And the expression is through your human body. So yes, there will still be, shall we say, difficulty, challenge personally and collectively in your life. However, you will be able, the more you refine your connection and your embodiment in your physical body, you will be able to get a clearer guidance. You will be able to navigate this life with so much more ease and joy and flow. And so during 2025, I invite you to practice and to open the heart of compassion, to see through your own journey and your own day-to-day through the lens of compassion, through the lens of your compassionate heart. Saying kind words to your human self, saying kind words to your body, saying kind words to your fellow human beings, saying kind words to yourself. It is paramount that you meet yourself where you are instead of always holding a version of the future against yourself. So know that you are doing exceptionally well under this exceptionally unprecedented moment of humanity. Give yourself the grace and trust that the more you are able to tune into your heart, to look through your life through the lens of your heart, the presence of your heart, you will find life flows with so much more ease and peace and joy and harmony. And last but not least, know that you are doing well. This journey is always about loving yourself back to life. We are sending you so much love. Know that you are always guided. You are infinitely, deeply, unconditionally loved. Blessings. With that, we are complete. That's so beautiful. I hope that is helpful. And do feel free to tune in as much as often as you need to allow yourself to come back to the heart space. Know that the path to New Earth, the path to your mission is through your heart. It's through the resonance of your heart. It's through the presence of your heart. It's through the love of your heart. And so I shall come on video as often as I can. And until then, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful month. of November, and no matter where you tune into this video, just know that you are doing great. We are all learning to be kind or kinder to ourselves, and take care. See you soon. Bye.